Everybody loves to eat, but at the end of the day, in reality, not everyone loves to cook. When it comes to cooking, it can be a step-by-step system, but at the end of the day, you also learn through trial and error how to better your recipe. When it comes to Mexican salsa, it's always been something I grew up with and a recipe I've actually learned from my mother and my mother learned from her grandparents, and it's been passed on from generation to generations now. Um, the reason why I truly love salsa verde so much is because it's so versatile. It's able to get put on tacos, as well as used as chips and salsa, even on burritos, wet burritos. I mean, honestly, the possibilities are endless when it comes to salsa verde. Uh, Believe it or not, the first time I actually attempted to make salsa verde, I was about 9 years old. My mother was actually asleep and I had this huge craving of the salsa verde, so myself being 9 years old, I went downstairs and tried to make my own recipe. Well, that ended off a little bit strange and I actually ended up almost cutting my fingers off, but I mean, that's a story for a different day. Um, Today I will demonstrate, me, myself, Anthony Chola, will demonstrate my mother's recipe and our generation's recipe of the salsa verde. So the first step would be to get all your ingredients. So the first thing you will need will be a blender, a pot, some boiling water. Now for the ingredients, all we need is some jalapenos. So this can be just regular jalapenos. It could also be serrano peppers, or even if you want habanero peppers, you could even use habanero peppers as well. Right here, and one of the main ingredients would be the tomatillo. You can find this at stores such as, you can probably find it at Walmart. You can find it at Cardenas, Marianas, or really any Mexican market as well. We have for the seasonings, we have salt right here, as well as some black pepper. Now the first thing to do, but obviously any part of cooking would be to wash your hands and wash your ingredients first. So this is already done. The next step would be to cut the stem off the peppers first. From then on, you're gonna have a boiling water. You're gonna throw the peppers in the boiling water and let them cook for 5 minutes until they're soft to the touch. In the meantime, right here we have the tomatillo. So the tomatillo is a little bit different. You actually have to peel off these leaves as well as rip off the stem. At first, the consistency is gonna be a little bit of a sticky consistency, but you are gonna have to wash it once again, and once again, it's gonna feel kind of like a tomato, like a green tomato. After these are soft for 5 minutes, you're going to want to throw these in for another 5 minutes in the same bowl. Now, the good thing to remember is never throw them in at the same time. The reason for that is because if they're in at the same time, they start to develop a kind of like a sour taste, and that's not something you want in the whole salsa. So once these are actually all soft and cooked, you're going to get your blender ready. You're going to put everything in the blender as well as the boiling water. From then on, you're going to blend them into a mid-thick consistency, so not too watery, but also not too thick, just the perfect salsa amount. From then on, you're gonna open it, salt to the taste, blend it again, and then one more time, pepper to the taste as well, and then one more time blend just to make sure everything is mixed good. Now with this salsa, you can always add lime, as well as cilantro, or maybe even onions. My favorite thing to do, especially when making tacos, is to add a lot of cilantro as well as lime, because it kind of just complements the tacos and the meat very well. From then on, this is still going to be very hot with boiling water. The thing you're going to do right away is you're going to throw it all back into the pot. Now this would be the time when you add those thinly chopped onions, as well as that chopped cilantro as well, just for like a thicker texture. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna actually throw this into the refrigerator for at least 1 hour to cool. From then on, it's ready to serve, once again, with tacos, burritos, or maybe even chips and salsa. It's gonna be perfect for any party. Perfect. So like I said, yeah, you can always add and throw in what you really want. This is more of like a base salsa as well. This is a very special recipe for me and my family. Like I said, it's been passed down for generations and generations. I hope one day when I have my kids to pass down the same exact recipe. I'm glad I learned this recipe without losing any fingers today, because like I said, when I was 9 years old, I did almost lose my fingers. So I'm very grateful to know this recipe and to be able to share with everyone here.